It's Nate Charles. It's October 31st, 2025, and I'm back with another edition of the Rule of Law Brief. Let's get one thing straight. Comparing the MAGA movement to the Nazis is completely reasonable. Every time someone points out the parallels, MAGA defenders push back and say, we're nothing like the Nazis. We haven't committed genocide. Well, no, you haven't, but that's not the point. The comparison isn't to the Nazis of 1944 or 1945. It's to the Nazis of the early 1930s, when they were still consolidating power legally, democratically, and deceptively. When most people think about the Nazis, they only think about the Holocaust or the horrors of World War II. But that's not where the Nazis began. They didn't begin with the concentration camps or the gas chambers. They began with propaganda. They began with a relentless campaign to convince ordinary Germans that the country had been stolen from them by immigrants, by minorities, by a corrupt elite. They cast Jews as outsiders, globalists, and enemies of the nation. They weaponized emotion, fear, resentment, while dismissing truth and expertise as part of a rigged system. They didn't destroy democracy overnight. They used it, step by step, to seize more control. And then when they faced pushback, they fabricated a crisis, the Reichstag fire, to justify emergency powers. That's how Hitler went from being an obscure political radical to an authoritarian dictator with genocidal ambitions. That process took nearly 20 years. And that's where MAGA is right now. Not at Auschwitz, but at the beginning of a road that leads there, if unchecked. MAGA mobilizes the same emotional levers: fear of outsiders, hatred of minorities, contempt for institutions, and blind loyalty to a single charismatic leader. They claim to be patriots defending America while attacking the rule of law, demonizing the press, and undermining elections, exactly as the Nazis did in their rise to power. And when Trump hints that he might stay in power beyond constitutional limits, or that he'll use federal agencies to punish his enemies, he's telegraphing his intent to do exactly what Hitler did: replace democracy with a cult of personality. So when people say, don't call us Nazis, the answer is simple. Stop acting like Nazis. Stop embracing the same propaganda tactics. Stop demonizing your fellow citizens. Stop treating violence and intimidation as political tools, because the road from authoritarian rhetoric to authoritarian reality is much shorter than most people want to believe. And history shows us exactly where it leads. The comparison between MAGA and Nazis isn't hysteria. It is historical literacy. And pretending these parallels don't exist is exactly how democracies sleepwalk into tyranny. We're not warning that MAGA is the Holocaust. We're warning that MAGA is where it started. And if that makes people uncomfortable, good. It should.